Unit 3, Lesson 9, Mr. Bowlby's English class for the 5th grade. We are on Lesson 9. Lesson 9 has a poem by Elizabeth Bishop called One Art. So we are going to be on page 98 through, not very far actually, to page 106. 106. Not bad at all. So, what we are going to talk about today, again, is more poetry. Yay! Determining a poem's rhyme scheme. We've talked about rhyme scheme, textual details and evidence to make inferences about the poem's meaning. Identifying characteristics about the villanelle form. The villanelle form, that's a new vocabulary word for you that you didn't have on your quiz because we hadn't talked about it yet. But there it is, right here in your vocabulary. Villanelle, a poetic form with 19 lines and a set pattern of repeating lines and rhyming words. The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seem filled with the intent to be lost that their loss is no disaster. Lose something every day, except the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing farther, losing faster. Places and names and where it was you meant to travel. None of these will bring disaster. I lost my mother's watch, and look, my last, or next to last, of 3 loved houses went. The art of losing isn't hard to master. I lost 2 cities, lovely ones, and vaster, some realms I owned. 2 rivers, a continent, I missed them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, the joking voice, the gesture I love. I shan't have lied, it's evident. The art of losing's not too hard to master. Though it may look like it, write it like disaster. So, that has the vanilla poetic form, the set appearance, and it's already all written out line by line for you, so you can see line 1 is A, then line 2 is B, then line 3 is A. We have A, B, A, 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 A. Okay? That's the particular format there. A couple of words in the vocabulary that we need to note. The word evident, that means to make it clear or obvious. Like, it is evident you haven't done your homework because you didn't do very well on the test. The word fluster, which means a confused feeling. So you're kind of flustered, fluster, confused. Vast is extremely big. Like the Grand Canyon is a vast canyon. It's a gorgeous canyon. If you ever get a chance to go out there, do it. So we read the poem, and we noticed the rhyming words, like, for example, master, disaster, fluster, muster, disaster. Disaster's in there a lot. So is, master, disaster. Words that rhyme. Faster. That's what she's doing with her poem. We turn to page 102 and we start to answer questions, because that's what we need to do to figure out more about the poem. In the second stanza, the speaker mentions both losing keys and time. What kind of mood or situation does this loss cause? If you need help, look at the other lines of the stanza for context clues. Context clues, again, are looking around the rest of the passage, the rest of the poem, before and after that particular line or verse or whatever you're reading, and see what is going on. Now, if you lose things, it flusters you. It makes you a little bit flustered, confused, and at least it does me. So, in that sense, you'd put what you believe is the answer. So the mood or situation, looking at lines, flustering, chaos. The speaker discusses losing places, names, where she wanted to travel. So not necessarily objects someone can misplace, but thoughts and ideas of things that you wanted to do. Lose things by forgetting them. But I think to go deeper in that. And this is number 2, by the way. Looking at number 2. The speaker discusses losing places and names. How do people lose names or ideas? They can forget them. But I also think it goes deeper. Like, it's a loss. You forget them, but only because I lost them. I wasn't able to do them. It's sort of like disappointment of lost opportunities. Like, I wasn't able to go on that trip to Hawaii, or I wasn't able to go down to Frontier City, or wasn't able to do this or that. That's what I kind of get from what she's talking about. Number 3, the poem lists more and more lost things, from a watch to a house. Which is bigger, a watch or a house? Number 3, watch bigger, house bigger. Number 4, this stanza 5, the speaker says she lost 2 cities and a continent. Which one is bigger, 2 cities or a continent? It's not a trick question. Number 5, the arrangement of items in each stanza seems to follow a pattern. For example, the watch appears before the house. The cities appear before the continent. What pattern are you seeing? If you said smaller to bigger, you're correct. Number 6, based on the pattern you see elsewhere in the poem, why do you think the speaker listed losing you last in the poem? If she's listing things of little importance to biggest importance, and she's saying losing you is the end there, that means that she's stating that losing you is more. Losing you is more to me than any of this other stuff. So she's obviously struggling. You know, she's trying to make herself believe that it's okay that she's lost some stuff. But it's not. You know, you hear that in the phrases. So the poem speaker seems to repeat, this isn't a disaster to lose something, because she's trying to teach herself to believe it. It's okay. She's saying to herself, it's okay that I lost that. It's okay that I don't have that anymore. It's okay that I missed out. Because she's trying to get herself to believe it. So we're going to have our own writing activity, making a statement that you repeat in your own villanelle. So, on page 103, now that you've read and studied Elizabeth Bishop's villanelle, it's time to write your own. Use the following prompt to help you plan your writing. The form requires repeated lines, so it's important to find sentences that you want to repeat frequently. One way to do this is to think about Bishop's example. Her speaker seems to repeat some sentences she wants to believe. One way to think about something you believe or repeat often is to consider the idea of a motto or a mantra. The sentence you might repeat yourself often. That sentence you would repeat often. It can be something you want to remind yourself of. For example, the motto is, do my best every day. Remember to close the garage. Be respectful every day. Listen to your teacher. Listen to your teacher. Listen to your teacher. It's a good motto, I'm telling you. Do your best every day is good, though. I will be strong and courageous. I will be important. I will be sincere. I will be honest. I will be truthful. Those are mottos. Those are things that you live by. Mantra that you live by. Those are things you're going to repeat often as you do lesson 9. And number 1 says, write your motto. We're on page 103. It says, write your motto or mantra that you want to repeat. On the following lettered lines, write down the situation that would make you repeat your motto, mantra, or other sentence. So you write down a situation that would make you repeat your motto on all these different things. Let me give you an example. I woke up to go to school. I will do my best every day. I went down and ate breakfast. I will do my best every day. I went to school on time. I will do my best every day. These are the situations that you're writing, and they're going to go along with your mantra, okay, with your motto. Someone called me a bad name. I will do my best every day. There's a verse, is it like, I don't even know. But things, good quotes to live by, things that you hear. Those quotes that you write in your journals, those kinds of things, are things that you want to repeat to yourself. The mottos that we talk about in the morning, like I will do my best every day, that kind of thing. But make your own motto, make your own repeated mantra that you want to live by. I will remember to wear my socks. Whatever. But anyway, your situations then. So number 3, think of a sentence that you would like to pair with your mantra. For example, when things get rough, there's a thing I say. I will do my best each and every day. When things get rough, there's a thing I say. I will do my best each and every day. That's where music comes from, guys. This is where all that stuff comes from in culture. When you repeat things and you think it's to get rhythm and there's stanzas. It's beautiful poetry. If you have time to spare, look at the 2 sentences you plan to repeat. How can you make them rhyme? Of course, I just rhymed them myself. But you rhyme your own sentences. Then, what you do on page 105 and 106 is write your own poem. Take the lines you planned in the previous section and fill them below. The notes below each line will help you remember when to repeat the first and third lines. Remember, some lines do not have to be repeated, so you should fill in the other words for those lines. So you're only repeating certain lines, and you're repeating the first and third line. So those are the ones that you're repeating. So what we talked about today was the vanilla form, determining a poem's rhyme scheme with the A, B, A, B, that pattern. It's all good. Identifying characteristics of the poem, understanding Elizabeth Bishop's work. We'll move on to lesson 9. Good day.